Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Shutdoor or Doorshutter coming back to you with a brand new episode of the Shutdoor's 1.16 pack. And I've had to restart. So, as I've mentioned, this is a playtest. Things are going to go wrong. And with the introduction of Tinkers, I realized I done goofed. So what happened was the copper ore, by default, is Tinker's Construct's output method. I did try to change it. I tried several different methods. I looked into it, and I couldn't figure it out. So we've had to resort to using copper ore from Tinker's Construct and are completely removing Thermal's copper, which doing that prevented me from actually order switching them or anything like that. So we completely restarted. Besides the fact I don't have a retrogen thing, so all of the ore inside of the world was thermal. I could have went out, thousands of blocks and got, Tinker's ore. It's also not really easy to remove Thermal's copper ore because it's there is no COFH world anymore, so there's no generation defined. It's just in there. So I've had to figure out another mod to remove that. So now we have Tinker's ore generating and only Tinker's copper ore, so we're good. The world has changed, of course. I'll show you guys around here. I've spent the last few hours just trying to get back to where we started, or where we ended last time. Now, of course, we're not 100%. I didn't use the same seed. I just went with another randomly generated one. But as you can see, we've got a nice little lopsided house here. I do need to fix the roof, but I got bored and decided not to. I will get that done soon. Don't worry about that. I've got the farm started back up here. I mostly wanted to get to the Tinker stuff so we could get back into that. I was trying to, do episode 3. I was trying to get it out yesterday. Of course, I've had to completely restart. So I also have college classes, so I couldn't just spend all day trying to get everything back. So I'm also not going to do creative, and hopefully I won't have to do another one of these restarts because this is taking a lot of time and all of that jazz. I shouldn't. I know I want to add Reliquary into the mod pack, but the problem is what I want to do with it is make it a drops only type of thing. And as of current, the config for that doesn't actually work. So there's no way to remove all of the bullets and gun parts and all of that without going mentally insane. So we're going to, just kind of avoid Reliquary. Hopefully sooner or later I can get it. That doesn't affect World Gen. That just adds it adds some dungeon loot into the chest, which, I'm fine with losing. I don't really mind. But it also does just add mob drops. And that's mostly what I want it for. I don't really want it for anything else. Because it'd just be a good way to make ender pearls and things like that. So, but yeah, that's basically the update. We're kind of getting back into Tinkers. I'm going to keep trying to plunge forward in this. I know what we need to do. So I'm going to try to get that done, and I'll be back with you shortly. Oh, a quick side note. I did remove Alex's mobs. The reason was because the crocodiles. They just seem to be spawning more than anything. Like, I understand I was in a biome where they should spawn, but I really couldn't find any other creatures. Like, I found a moose, but that was like 2,000 blocks away from the house, and that wasn't fun. So I did end up removing that. It's a cool concept, just executed poorly, I think, in all honesty. It's not on the mod author. It's just kind of, I'm also using Biomes of Plenty, so I don't know how that affects that mod. So that's just another thing to take into consideration that has been removed. So, alrighty. So I wanted to make a quick side note. This is a taller smeltery than what I had previously. Doing it with 2 layers, so this layer and then the bottom layer, gives you 144 ingots free inside of the smeltery and a few less of the slots to input ores. The taller you make it, the more ore slot or the more slots over here you have, and the more capacity for ingots. I just wanted to mention that because it is a thing. If you guys are new to Tinker's Construct, that's a thing that is still in the game, so that's pretty cool. Yeah. I've also started. I did collect lava. I did make a mechanism tank, which is 4 redstone, 4 iron, and filled it up so we have access to lava to actually use this just a little bit more. I don't think I'm going to make the pickaxe cast just yet. I want to get into probably emptying this real quick. So let me empty this and I'll be right back. So let me show you something here. As you can see, as of current, there is an issue. So I need this piece of bronze, right? This is the mechanisms bronze. This is currently an issue that I keep running into with Tinker's Construct. And this is one of the reasons that I figured out that copper wasn't going to work. It's this right here. So I can, and I will fix this in a second here. But this is not fantastic. So I have to, do this. I have to sort this out. So that's just a thing to keep in mind. We are having to switch recipes and stuff, playtesting, especially with the new mod. So I will be back, and this should be fixed. And with a few lines of code and a few other shenanigans, we now have the proper bronze. So I just had to remove the mechanisms tags. If you press Control on here, you can see that there's item tags. And the way Tinkers does this is it searches for any forge ingots / bronze and puts it in this slot, whichever one it finds first. And so it uses mechanisms. And since I haven't removed the tags for mechanisms, ingots, and stuff, they are still there. So now we have the proper thing in here, and we should be able to make this. As you'll notice, there is also Tinker's Bronze, which is completely different, by the way. It is glass and copper. This is something completely different, so don't worry. I know I looked into it. I was like, what is this? And it's just like, oh, okay. But let's make this. So we need 3 ingots of copper and 1 ingot of tin. So let's do 3. Okay. And then, so this will be 6, right? So we need 2, right? Yeah, we'll go with it. We'll see what happens. I'm not good at math. Yeah. Let's see. So we have 2 things of that. And since it doubles, it does make it difficult. So that will bring it down to... the doubling makes it weird. But anyway, the reason we're making bronze is because we can actually make an anvil out of this with the blocks of bronze. So that's why we're making this. So there we go. We got 1 block. And I'm going to make the next 2, and I'll be back. Alrighty, so this is being poured, the last one here. I think I have enough blocks, and our crafting station's over here, so let's just throw this in here, throw that in there, grab this last block when it's cooled, and we will have an anvil. So I'm not sure what the anvil does, but we'll see. So let's remove this torch. Let's place that there. Okay, so this is like the tool forge in theory. We can actually make excavators. We can make the hammer excavator, the normal sword, it looks like, a mattock, a pickaxe, a hand axe. I'm not sure what the difference is here. Hold on. So it looks like you could just actually replace the part builder. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to replace the part builder. Right? No, it's the Tinker Station. So what it looks like to me is that this is just basically that, just more upgraded kind of thing. So if we look at this, You can see we have some minor upgrades, and then in here we have major upgrades. We have quite a few different upgrades we could do. It doesn't look like they've went as crazy with like the throwing knives, the crossbows, all of that. Maybe that's coming in the future. But you know, I don't know. I'm not the developer. Don't have any correlation with the guy or gal that works on this. There's probably several people that work on this, in all honesty. But now we have access to making like a hammer, which will be cool. We'll definitely have to look into that. But for now, probably need to start getting some ore out of the system. I probably want to do like an obsidian one, in all honesty, like an obsidian plates, and then see what we can do from there, kind of thing. Because like if we look at Tinkers, there's some new alloys. I know we have like this one, Hepatison, which is molten copper, cobalt, and obsidian. We also have like rose gold, which is new, which is gold and copper. We have pig iron, which is an older ore, but it's still in here. Blood, molten clay, and molten iron. Of course, we have still got cobalt. We still got slime steel, which is just slime, sky slime, seared stone, and molten iron. We still have Tinker's bronze, which I showed you earlier. Glass and copper. We also have queen slime as well, which is cobalt, gold, and cream, magma cream. And then Manulin's still in here, which is pretty cool. So that is molten debris, which is ancient debris, and molten cobalt. So that is a lot more expensive than what it used to be, but it's still in here. This one looks like it's probably a pretty good material. Silky block of jewel. Oh, so you still got the silk jewel, which allows for silk touching with pickaxes. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Explosion, safe for mining. That's pretty cool. Slime boots. We got different colored slime boots. Tons and tons of good stuff, you know. Yeah. So, I will be back with you in a second. I think we're just going to make like a basic iron hammer and see what happens. So, you know, something I just now noticed. There is no lumber axe, which kind of sad. I see an excavator and I see a sledgehammer. Well, I always just call it hammer, but they've looked like they've renamed it. But there is no actual lumber axe. That is kind of sad. So, you know, rest in peace, lumber axe. Maybe it'll come back one day. All right, so we've got all the casts here. We have a tough tool rod, a hammerhead, and the large plate. So what we can do is, I believe this tells us maybe. Actually, if we go here, so you can see this cost 4, and I'm pretty sure that's the exact same for the actual casting. By the way, this used to actually cost 8. 8 pieces of material, so that's different. They did change that. I think that used to cost 2, but they've raised it, which is interesting. So we need 8 pieces, and then 3 pieces, and then how much for the hammerhead? 8 pieces? Okay, so they've definitely changed up the values. So let me grab all of that. I'm just going to do this in iron for right now, and yeah. So if you guys don't know, by the way, is you can actually look at all these parts. So if you click on a material, for example, such as Manulin here, you can go into the casting table, click on the liquid, and there is a whole bunch of just different stuff that can be made. So you got like the Manulin head, the Manulin hammerhead, and if you press shift on these, you can actually see the actual things for it. So of course you do have like duplicates with the casts being sand. I believe these are still just one-time use, but this definitely is useful if you're trying to look for what tool to make. But if you're not really caring about what material it is and you just want to look, you can actually just look up at Tinkers, and you'll see on like page 2 or 3 or whatever all of the available pieces, and you can scroll over and see what their stats are and all of that jazz. So that's just something to keep in mind. As you can see here, if you do craft something, you can still see that. So just something to keep in mind. You know. Okay, so as you can see here, we have this iron sledgehammer here with the reinforced 4. So it says tool is less likely to take damage. I don't know if there's any other way to tell what a part does because there is no like area to place this to tell you. And there is no like description of what it does anywhere. I also noticed, and I kind of forgot to mention this, I have been updating Tinker since it has been in beta. What's the worst that could happen? You know, if it hasn't crashed my world yet, then it probably won't. So I believe the book is in here somewhere. They actually have added some information here now. So we do have, you know, different things. Of course, you can change the pieces. There's beheading and haste and all of that. So there's not too much put in here just yet, but it is, you know, interesting to see that there is some pieces. So yeah. We also have tools, repairing, telling you what they do, what they're effective against. Oh, that's cool. Doesn't actually use leaves, or doesn't use durability on leaves. That's pretty cool. Kind of gives you a better detailed thing of it. So some pretty interesting stuff. So then it leads right into modifiers, but it also gives you a little bit of repairing. Tinker Station or Anvil adds item equivalent to the head of the tool. So if I have an iron head, I would need to put iron in there. So that's just something cool to know. It's still not fully done, but they have been adding to it over the little bit that the mod's been out. So it's just something to keep in mind if you guys need to know what a tool does or something, that the book has that information as of current. So, all right, now let's make the hammer. So shift clicking still doesn't fully work in this table, which is sad. I don't think it ever has in all honesty, but that's okay. And so what we can actually do, so we can come down here and we can show you what this does. So there is an outline. The animation's kind of broken, but that's okay. But you can see that we can actually just straight mine this area. So it doesn't look like this has levels or anything as of current, which is okay. Hopefully they'll add those back, because that was always just something interesting, like settling and all of that. So, but yeah, you guys can see that this is definitely better than the other hammers. The other hammer, it is a little bit more expensive than the other hammer, but you can repair this and you can add modifiers and things like that. And you don't really need to enchant this, you know, or you really can't enchant this, but it's good to know that you can actually add modifiers and things like that. So and I'm guessing, is there no way to like break one block? Because I was experimenting with the vanilla hammers mod. You can actually shift click and you will only break one block. That's just something to keep in mind. I believe it's probably the same with this thing. So if I found any gravel, which I know I passed already, but that is a thing. So if you need to break one block with the hammer, totally a good way to do that. So all right, so we're back up here. So one thing you can do is if you come into Tinker's here, and you can see there's swords and there's all of this, but you're curious what a modifier would be on a pickaxe, for example. If you press use, if you get the use of this, you can actually go here and see what the modifiers are for the specific tool. So clicking on an excavator, sword, there's going to be different modifiers, of course, since like one's a pickaxe and one's a sword and all that. But since we have a hammer, we can actually press U on this, and we can see that we have tool does bonus damage to sea creatures, which is interesting. Since this is a tool that does damage, I wouldn't be surprised. Auto smelt. I'm not 100% sure what the difference between these is. Okay, so that tells you that it's incremental. You can add 5. This one you can only add 1. Fires of the nether in your tool. Tools automatically smelt all drops. So it'd be pretty cool. It's kind of like Silk Touch, I would assume. You could probably get a stone from cobblestone from mining it. Bane of Arthropods, Beheading. Cooling, tool does bonus damage to fire-based creatures. A creative ability, tool sits on unearned extra. Oh, so that's like the creative thing, yeah. Which they did add back, but you still can't craft it, so that's sad. Let's go back here, though. Let's go... Where are we at here? So yeah, there's another called Dirty Cheater. Cheated and additional upgraded slots. Diamond, increased durability and stats, so that's pretty cool. We have Draconic. The head of the great beast allows your tool a second ability slot. Okay, so dragon heads actually have a use now. I'm okay with that. Looks like we have an emerald, which does increase durability depending on base durability. Illagers hate it. Okay. Expanded tools area of effect is larger than before. That is new, and that sounds awesome. And you can do it twice. So that's pretty cool. Let's bookmark that, and we'll check that out in a second. Fiery ignites targets. Trade an ability slot for 2 upgrade slots. Okay, so I'm kind of seeing there is something called ability and upgrade. There's a modifier to an ability. Okay, so that's the difference. This is an ability, and this is an upgrade. Okay. So let's keep that in mind. Allows an additional upgrade to live in harmony with the rest. I don't understand that one, but okay. Haste. It looks like you've got haste with blocks and non-blocks. Piston, which is knockback. You've got fortune, basically. Yeah, so it's a combination of fortune and looting, so that's pretty cool. It's incremental. So you can only do, it looks like, it says max 1, but you can get it up to tier 3, which I don't understand the difference with that. That's kind of a strange thing. We got magnetic. Hitting enemies drains their life to heal you, so that's pretty cool. Netherite. Harness the power of ancient metal, making the tool stronger and immune to external damage such as fire. Okay. Oh, so you need a diamond and netherite ingot. So that's cool. Overslime. Tool consumes overslime instead of durability until it runs out. Not friendly towards tools lacking slime. Another overslime. Another overslime. Looks like we've got reach. Can reach further blocks and mobs while holding this tool. So that's an ender expander. We'll bookmark that. Looks like you can go up twice. So that's neat. Sets the tool ahead by 1 upgrade. A reinforced tool is likely to take less damage. Kind of want to look at that one. Respawns one of the tool's upgrade slots. So there are ways to actually get more upgrade slots is what I'm seeing. Sharpness, Silk Touch, Smite, Soulbound, keeps it after death. World's Bound, a crude version of Netherite, granting immunities to external damage like fire, but no additional strength. Writable, more words, more upgrades. It's only logical. And that's about it. So there's tons and tons of new stuff. So let's look at this, the expander. So this would give you better range, but you need Ichor balls, which I'm not sure what the Ichor balls actually do. Or how you would actually acquire them. I'm assuming probably Slime Islands and another. And these are probably from the end. So that one's expensive. This one isn't too bad. So maybe we'll have to get to that one first. But yeah, that's really interesting. So let's look at this. So we have 1 ability slot and 2 upgrade slots, right? So if I were to say spend points or whatever, spend the, which one was this? This is a ability slot. And I'm assuming redstone is probably an ability slot too. So let's see, modifiers. No, it is an upgrade slot. Okay, so that's cool. You can have that. So let's throw this on here and see what happens. Okay, so Luck 1 is 108. No. Okay, so 36 is tier 1. Or is tier 2, right? No. Okay, so 36 is valid to get tier 1. If you wanted tier 3, you'd probably need 36 times 2. But I'm not sure on that one. So I'm gonna do luck 1 on this. We're gonna probably get some more lapis, and we'll check out getting luck. I do want to probably throw some redstone on this. I know we're kind of early game, but I'm still kind of like learning the ropes of the tinkers because it's different. But what I'm assuming is it's 108, and you can do increments of 36 to get each level, but it's only one ability. I think that's what that means. Okay, so if I throw in 36 of this, okay, so no, this is actually, you need 45 to get tier 1, is what I'm understanding there. Okay, so that's pretty cool. I'm gonna go mining real quick and, test out the hammer, see how we do, and I will be back with you. Alrighty, so I'm just doing some quick haste upgrade, but you can see here how it says haste. There's no haste 2 anymore, it's just hastier. So we've got hastier or haste, which is interesting. Just a quick side note, that's just, different. But if you do want to see the actual difference here, so right now we're at 4.4 mining speed. If we throw this in here, you can see we go up to a 6.4. So we need about 45 of these to actually get hastier, which is haste 2 basically. We're going to do that, and we're actually going to repair this tool, which is going to take quite a lot probably. Yeah, 6 ingots. Let's see, how much stuff do we have left? We don't have any upgrades or anything available anymore. So we're going to keep using this tool probably for a while. I know we can put I hope we can put new stuff on it sooner or later. I'm not sure if that's still a feature, but you can repair the actual tool. So for example, like a pickaxe, I can repair this inside of here, which is, reasonable to assume because there's a pickaxe over here. But if I actually take my hammer, you can see tool is not damaged. So I can actually repair this with a tinker station. So I don't need to carry around an anvil or anything. I can just carry around a wooden tinker station. So that's just a quick side note. I'm going to go back to probably mining. I do need to get some leather. So I'm going to do that real quick and I'll be back. Also, something I've proceeded to miss. Journey map is gone. And the reason I removed journey map was because it's kind of pointless to have 2 maps. I wish there was a way to completely disable FTB's map. Honestly, I really do. But there is not, so I just had to make a compromise and said, okay, which one is probably the best? And since chunks is one of those things a lot of people use, I wanted to keep that one. Journey map's my favorite, overall, but of course can't use something that is kind of just pointless to have. So, what we're going to be doing is making a backpack. So let's go for a small one. And then I want to make a bigger backpack. Which it looks like. Okay, so this is dyed. That's why. We want to make a medium backpack. And let's see how big this is. Okay, so this is much bigger than previous. And it looks like we could throw this on. I don't think it changes my model. Oh, it does, but it looks really funny because it's just flat. So I don't know how we actually open the backpack. Backpack V. That's what I was assuming. Okay, so we can actually go in here and we can now just like, hey, we have all of the ability to put stuff in here. So we need 4 more leather and 4 brown wool to make a next tier, which I do want to do. So I'm going to sleep and try to find more cows or horses or whatever. All right, so we're headed back. So the reason I want to get this backpack is just because it's simpler for mining. You can also do some configuration with filters as well, which you do need to make like some separate items for. So we might look into that, but it's basically just going to be for, you know, picking up ores and valuables. I want to get a pocket storage thing sooner or later because that is in here. I just haven't really worried about that too much. Because that'll be better for storing cobblestone and stuff like that, like in the Direwolf 20 series. So we'll look into that as well here. Because like pocket storage isn't terrible. Like it's not expensive for the first tier or the second tier really, but you kind of get more expensive as you go on. So getting a tier 2 wouldn't be a bad idea, but we're going to do the backpack first. Okay, so let's go to a crafting table here. So it is the exact same way. So we just do this, this, and this, and wrap it in dead carcass, and we get a large backpack. Okay, so let's see how big this is compared to the other one. So if we press V, that is massive. Okay, so that's a pretty decent size. We should be able to hold quite a bit of stuff. But let's get a pocket storage thing here. So we need some redstone. We probably need some wood. And we definitely need cobblestone. Let's go downstairs for the iron. I've been smelting up some stuff down here, so actually putting this to use. We've got quite a bit of iron in here, so that's pretty good. Let's go for... if we do tier 2, that'll just be 4 pistons. So let's get 4 pistons. So 1... Okay, there's 4. And then we need a chest, which we'll just do... I think I have a chest upstairs, so let me go grab that real quick. Okay, so I have actually the perfect amount of chests stuff upstairs, so I had 3. So let's go grab gold. Oop. Oh, it looks like we're actually out of gold down here. So I'm going to go smelt some more up since we have some in the chest, I believe. And if I don't, I'll probably go pick some up. Let's see. Looks like, yeah, we do have plenty. There's 4. We'll just make it up here. And that is a pocket storage device. So if you don't know what a pocket storage device is, or storage unit, what you can do is, say for cobblestone, I can shift click this in here, or you can just click and drag. Like click and just click back in here. But what we can do is I can drop this. I can then go to it, and you'll see this thing like tweaked out. You know, it was just like, hey, it popped up, pop back in. And what that did is it actually automatically picks this up. I don't remember which of each version does. So this one allows for 4,000 storage of 16 different types, 32 and 64. And each one has higher rates of storage. So, like dirt, let's just throw a piece in here. We can also throw in like the Genesis cobble, or Guinness cobble, basalt cobble, the cobble, probably gravel, slate cobblestone, marble, probably diorite, andesite, and granite. We'll just take these, and this will allow for mining to just be so much quicker, because then we don't have to clear our inventory as much. And we also have the large backpack, which will definitely help us with mining and all of that stuff. So, excavate. What is the excavate shape? Hold up. What other key is using V? Oh, or excavation. Shape toggle. Okay, probably want to change that to probably another key, like shift equals, just because I don't want to... Wait, do you mean I could like straight up like excavate a 3x3? Hold up, I'll go look at this. I don't know where I want to do this. Let's dig a hole in the side of actually right here. Let's go with my pickaxe, and let's just try this. Oh, whoa, that is cool. Look at that. That's trippy. Oh, that is awesome. Okay, so I could actually do like 3x3. Okay. I did not know I could actually do that. While we're here, let's light this area up. But that's interesting. Okay. So shift equals, we'll change that probably to none, and it'll just like mine as much as it can. So let's press F7, get rid of that, and I think that will be a wrap on the episode. We've got a little bit of tinkers done. Of course, we're going to get more into it later. As more updates come in as well, we're going to be touching into that stuff. Definitely going to be mining off camera because now I have the access to the pocket storage, which will make everything easier, and the backpack. So that is pretty cool. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did like the video, please do leave a like and or subscribe. Of course, it's completely optional. So thank you guys. Stay awesome, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.